Hi, this is Barbara Stanley. Welcome to This Week in Gallup. We have a great program for you today. Everett Homer is with me, and we're going to be talking about all the exciting things that are going to happen at the Morro Theater. So I hope you enjoy the show. And Everett, welcome. I hear you're
Hello.
doing still a great job down there. You're going to get the
Definitely
Morro
trying.
open.
Yes, we are working on that.
Okay, well, and that's a big deal, isn't it? It's not going to be as easy as we think it is. Have you got a lot of
No,
COVID?
I mean, I have to be in furlough.
Huh? Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry, what was that?
I said, go ahead.
So yeah, I have to be. Okay, so after being, furloughed for almost 9 months, it's kind of like, okay, I think I can do this. We can do this, and then once I was able to get back in the office, it's like, okay, there's a lot of things that still need to get done. It's going. It's been a very hectic few weeks, but I'm definitely enjoying it. Sometimes I want to, go outside and scream out to the world, but it's getting done. It's been a lot of figuring out what I've been missing, even with some of the city stuff like payment processing stuff. I'm still relearning again. Just because I've been gone for almost 9 months, it's just kind of remembering how to go about doing everything. But yeah, so definitely getting the works of getting everything situated as far as getting the projector back up and running, getting everything ordered in our concessions, cleaning, because the theater hasn't been, operating for so long that there's just things that need to be cleaned, whatnot. So yeah, it's just been definitely a day-to-day basis of what needs to get done and how soon, and getting timelines set up for myself so that way I know, like, okay, so if I have this project that I need done, I have to give it 2 days, and then when it comes, I'm like, okay, now it's definitely deadline today. And these were just kind of like deadlines that I was putting for myself. Nobody was giving it to me. Like nobody was like, okay, you need this done by so-and-so. It was me doing it for myself. So that way I knew things were getting done, and slowly everything's getting done. My staff, I have 3 employees that were furloughed with me. They're coming back this week, Friday. So we definitely get this stuff going and start retraining again.
Do you have, before we talk about promotions and product and thing, when you open the doors, Everett, are you going to have every other aisle open, every other seat vacant? Is it going to be, are you looking at by ticket only, and you have all things? What are going to be all the COVID things that you have to meet?
So before COVID, it was more of a come as you want and we'll let you come in. This time around, we're definitely encouraging online ticket purchasing, which is new to us also. We've never done online tickets. Red Rock Theaters, we're the only ones doing it. We never were, but with COVID, that's the one thing that we had to do was get a new online presence. So people are allowed to go online to our website, we'll be able to, on the website, they'll be able to pick and choose where they want to sit. So before COVID, we weren't usually opening our balcony, but with all the social distance protocols and all that stuff, we're definitely using our balcony now. So people get to choose where they sit, but we are only allowing a certain amount of people into the theater at once per showing. So right now it's going to be about 124 people that will be allowed into the theater at one showing because of the capacity limits. But we are definitely encouraging more online purchasing.
Are they?
And in the case that somebody doesn't have access to the internet. Okay, so yeah, like I said, if nobody has access, if somebody does not have access to internet and can't do online purchasing, then we can go with them coming into the door and picking and choosing where they can sit.
But again, as I say, when you look at the churches, I was just in one, and a whole aisle, the whole line of seats was blocked off, so that every other row was vacant. Are you going to have special seating so that people are social distanced, or
Yes.
are they going to be in pods, like a family pod or that kind of thing?
That's the hard part about where we how we're going to be sitting people, we'll definitely be doing the 6 feet social distancing. We'll definitely be blocking off certain rows, certain sections of the theater that people aren't allowed to sit in. But with we get the whole, like, what if a family of like 10 come in and you only have 8 seats? So we're definitely gonna have to work around that. That one I'm still working on with our technician, or a little rep that we have with that is helping me do all the seating arrangements. So we're waiting on. He's working with another theater, figuring this out as well. So we're waiting for that, and we'll have that finalized by at least we have a deadline on Monday to get it all finalized. So, but right now, like I mentioned, we're definitely going to be blocking off rows, not allowing people in certain sections. But again, the whole theater, we have it open to where we'll be able to people get to kind of choose where they sit. In the case that, one section gets full, we can't have people sitting in that area, but we are definitely going to be blocking out rows and sections of the theater.
Well, when you sell your tickets, it might be handy if people say, I'm a family of 6 and, we need 6 seats.
Yeah.
That would be legal. Now, if I say I want to add myself to that seat, that wouldn't be legal if I'm not in their family or pod group.
Mhm.
So you might want to have an option for people to, and you've got to make the option that 2 people who like each other a lot can sit together. You got
And
to
that's
make
where
that
we're
option.
yeah, we're definitely looking at different options. We have a few options that we have that's where the discussion was, where like, what if a couple wants to have a date night and they just kind of want to sit alone, and then you have the family of 10 who want to sit in their own little section. So we do have different options of how to pick and choose where they can sit and how they can sit inside the theater. So that was again a new thing for me to learn, because again we weren't allowing, like, we never did online reserve seatings and all that stuff. So I mean, I did it with other movie theaters that I would go to, but this one for sure, learning it on my end to make sure people are, we're accommodating everybody to their needs is a learning thing for me.
It's sort of fun. I mean, that's a fun, learning new things.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, and
Gallup's getting better. Like you and I are doing this remotely. So Gallup is getting, we're coming into the 2021. I mean, we're really working at it.
Oh, yeah.
When your first feature is over and you played something that is, how much time are you going to have to clean in between showings?
So before we were doing 15, 20 minutes in between showings. Right now we're going to do it like an hour and a half in between each showing, just because we bought on the, so before the pandemic, before we were furloughed, I and my manager Jennifer, we looked into what possible things we could buy for the theater to make it COVID safe. We got plexiglass up, we got all the cleaning products, we bought this cleaning gun, desanitizing gun. So we'll use that to, wipe down it's like it'll go inside the theater. But the staff will definitely go back and, disinfect the seats that families were sitting in. So we're looking at about an hour and a half, 2-hour time gap. And we're not going to be doing like 3 shows a day anymore. It'd be like one early afternoon, one in the evening. So we're looking at that. We'll still do the 1 hour, one night. So before COVID, we were doing Monday through Friday. We were doing 1 showing only anyway. So that's going to be standard for us. Saturdays, Sundays, we're showing 3 showings, but we're probably going to just do 2 showings for now. And then, like I said, we're going to give about an hour and a half, 2-hour time gap in between movies to do the desanitizing and cleaning the theater for the next group to come in. So
how soon will the reservation site for the movies come up?
That'll be on Tuesday. Internet. We're looking at a launch date of Tuesday. Okay. So next week, Tuesday, which is, I believe, the 27th. So
and you can buy the tickets.
Our website should go.
I buy my ticket online, I print it out, and then I have my ticket for that day in those seats.
Yes, and nobody else will be able to be allowed to book those same seats. So
okay, and that's a really, really good thing that you can reserve, because like the restaurants now, they're so full that you really need a reservation, and maybe that wouldn't get you a seat at certain times.
Definitely. And that's what I was talking to the guy I'm working with to do our online ticketing. I was like, restaurants need something like this that we're doing because like it's, and I understand you can't rush people to eat their meals and be like, you have a minute time frame, but like restaurants will definitely do need that. And we're very fortunate that we're able to do that and be like, okay, these are your seats to reserve for this day and this showing only. And that's one thing I love about our new system. And I mean, movie theaters have been doing that already, but again, this is new to us because we were never up to date on our booking stuff. So it's definitely fun to see this coming into.
The Morro Theater is an antique theater, so everything you had to do then was antique. We didn't do anything modern ever.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but I mean, about 6 years ago, we finally got a digital projector. So that's still, I still think it's pretty fun that we have a projector. So yeah, so everybody's like, do you still have those reels that you have to insert and all this? I was like, no, we have a digital projector just like everyone else. So I was like, we're up to date with that. Our sound
real
system,
movie theater.
Our sound system is one of the top-notch sound systems that you can have. So I was like, we're up to date on all that stuff with the technology. It's just now with as much as the pandemic has hurt us and what it's done to our daily lives, I'm very grateful that it's forced us to go into the new modernized world, if you would say, that way we have online ticketing and getting all that stuff situated.
Yeah, I'm not too fond of the modern world, but then I guess we have to be here. So that's a good thing.
Yeah,
right?
I was talking to my parents yesterday, and my parents were like, so if I want to go watch a movie at the theater you're working at, I have to do everything online. I'm like, yeah. And then my mom's kind of still the same way, but like, I don't like having to go with the new technology, but we got to get used to it because this is our new way of life. And so I was like, yeah, you're going to have to book your own movies online. I can't, unless I'm being nice, I'll do it for you and pay for you guys and whatnot. But, we're just talking about that. So yeah, it's just, everybody's just going to have to get used to it. Like even like you said earlier with the Zoom meeting, like who knew we would be doing a Zoom meeting? Normally I would go to you to do the show, but doing a Zoom meeting here, it's our new normal.
Well, and we'll all get used to it. One of the things with movies, Everett, is you normally had to have some time before you could get the pictures that you wanted. I mean, to order the movies that you're going to show. Have you been doing that for the last month or something so that we have a series of movies that are coming up?
So what we'll do is we're going to be going to first run. Before the pandemic, we were what we considered a second run theater, meaning we were waiting for so if a movie were to come out, so let's go with like a Marvel movie, like Avengers movie. If Avengers came out in theaters, it was released by Disney. We weren't getting it until like a month or two after it was showing. But now we're able to get a movie that is now being released. So like, let's say, I'm going to just go with the movie Mortal Kombat. That gets released this week. We're able to book that movie now instead of waiting a month after. So it's just hard for us to go stay second run with the pandemic because not a whole lot of movies were released. So we can't be like, we can book this movie, we can book. So we're definitely be going first run, which is, I think it was definitely much needed. We have been discussing it for a couple of years now. If that's like something we want to do, but then we, as a second run theater, we were able to pick and choose what movies we were able to show. But so like with first run, we would have to have one movie showing for at least 2 weeks. Whereas if we were still a second run theater, we'll have one movie showing 1 week and a new movie every week. But now we have to show at least a movie 2 weeks straight and then go to a different movie. So
that's not bad though. That's not bad with the reservation situation. You're going to have to advertise this on the your website.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And are we going to be able to know ahead of time so that like in a month while you're going to show something I want to see and I can buy that ticket then? Or is that's too much lead time?
We'll definitely have something. I think we'll be able to advertise a few weeks out with movies because we know when they're being released. And It's for me right now, being a little historic theater in Gallup, Mexico, nobody wants to talk to me. None of the movie studios are like, you're not as important as a Regal Cinema in Albuquerque or a movie business that has eight screens. You're a one screen historic theater in Gallup, Mexico. So they're like, we'll put you aside for now. So finally, like, I just got a confirmation email for a movie I've been trying to get word on. Um, Today, I'm just waiting for us to confirm that we'll be able to book it, and that way we can start advertising that movie. But yeah, it's just like it's hard for right. It's been difficult to get any type of like communication from a movie studio representative, because most of them are working from home as well, or some of them are still furloughed. They're still not being able to come back to work. So it's difficult because with the movie studios, there's the first run representatives who work with the movie theaters who are first run, and there's us who are in second run. So we have our different reps. So since we're moving from second run to first run, we're trying to figure out who now is our rep and trying to get somebody. So like I said, one of the movie studios finally confirmed with me today that I'm working with the rep that I should be working with. And we emailed trying to book a movie, but we should definitely know ahead of time, at least 3 weeks in advance is what I was told, of when we can start advertising the movie. So that way people are aware of where they can, because again, we're going to be not like in a bad thing, but like Red Rock Theater will be showing the same movie we will be showing. So it just depends on where the people want to go. As far as going first run as well, our movie tickets are definitely going to change. Before the pandemic, we were, as I mentioned, a second run theater. Our movie tickets were $5 for adults, and kids 12 and under were free. But since we're going to first run, our movie tickets went up by $4 for adults. So it'll be $9 for adults and then $5 for kids 12 and under. And that's just what our ticket prices will be. Unfortunately, with the pandemic, again, we need to figure out how we're gonna, our business plan is to grow more as a movie theater. So that's where we're at with our ticket prices. Will be $9 for adults, and then kids 12 and under will be $5.
When you mentioned that you're going to be playing the same movies that the Red Rock theaters out here are, wouldn't it be better if we had a little bit of variety, so that if it wasn't showing, a first run was showing here and not there, or can that not happen?
That can happen, because again, Red Rock gets to choose what they want to book as well, but we also look at what they're booking and see if there's a movie that we can get. So like for instance, there's a movie a couple years ago that it was called Three Billboards Outside Abbey, Missouri. Red Rock didn't get it. And so the movie studios had reached out to us to see if we were showing it. But I was like, we're a second run, we're not going to show it. But they allowed us to show that movie as a first run theater, So, and since Red Rock didn't get it, we got the crowd that the customers that wanted to see that movie. We got them here, and they're like, oh, so you're getting the movie that just came out. And I was like, yeah, because the movie Red Rock here didn't pick it up. So we're coming back we're getting an email from the movie studio saying, hey, the Red Rock and Gallup did not get it. Do you guys want to show it? So we'll be able to do that as well. And then we are a single screen theater. So again, if there's so let's say there was 3 movies released in one weekend, and then Red Rock decides not to show one of the movies, we could potentially get that movie that they didn't show. So that way there's an option of so if let's say you wanted to see that movie that Red Rock didn't pick up, and then we decide to book it, and you get to come to us to watch it here. So
right. Well, what I was worried about, Everett, is that Gallup had all the movie theaters showing the same pictures, and then there were some of the pictures that we never got to see because nobody picked those up. And so if there's the opportunity to have a different one, I thought it was good.
Yeah, and that's where I'm really good about that, is looking at what's not being picked up by Red Rock. So if Red Rock, if Red Rock's not picking up a movie, we'll more than likely go ahead and pick that movie up, just because it helps us out as well as getting customers to come see us as well. So that's where it's going to be interesting now as first run, seeing what movies Red Rock books that we could potentially book. But there are going to be certain weeks where we have the same movie showing, but again, it could be different movie times that they have that differ from us, so that way customers have that variety of that one movie. Like I have 2 locations to go pick and choose which one works best for us. So
As I say, I just think it, if you have the movie theater here with their options and your options, why it's, it gives us a little more variety.
oh, definitely.
I have no clue, but Netflix is really, really big. And, they've come to New Mexico and are working, it's out of Albuquerque. But do Netflix make movies? I seem to think that they do.
They are going to be releasing more movies like onto like theatrical movies. They're going to be releasing more of that instead of onto their what is it? Their app. So they are making movies to go theatrical. So yes, whatever movies that they're producing will definitely come on. Some of not all most of them will be able to do theatrical releases, which means if there's a movie that you will definitely like theaters here potentially book it and show it here as well. So, but again, like I said, I don't know how soon they're going to be releasing those. Yeah.
Well, and that, but, it might be good to have a contact already set to go with Netflix to.
I already do.
Oh, we already do. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you've been in contact.
20,
yeah.
You're 1,000 steps ahead of me, young man. And that's
yes.
wonderful. Yeah.
And that's where,
very good.
We're a part of this organization called National Theaters, a National Association of Theater Owners, which is nationwide movie theaters. Like everybody that owns a movie theater, is a part of this organization. So they really help us out with getting contacts with movie theaters and other movie studios. So that's where I just, I sent an email to a rep like the first week that I was here. I was like, hey, just a heads up, I've been gone for 9 months. I don't know who our reps are, is there any contacts that you can send me? So she just sent me a spreadsheet of all the movie studios that I could potentially email. And I just sent out a mass email saying, introducing myself, explaining that I'm a historic theater in Gallup, New Mexico. I'm wanting to book movies with you in the future, just so I'm here to speak to you.
One of the things, Everett, that you ought to do when you send those is send a picture of the front of the Morro Theater. That way, because they know that. Yeah, because when the chemo gets a lot of press time and a lot of interest, et cetera, simply because it's an old theater. And so, I put the picture on there and show the El Morro pretty face.
Most of them will ask for a picture, and even inside this theater, they'll ask for a picture. So I will send that to them, and I've learned to add our entrance or our outside foyer picture to an email that I send to a new representative. So that way they know where we're located and what our theater looks like. So
yes,
then for the most part, I get questioned about it being historic 90-year-old building. So then we go on to a whole different conversation about it. So yeah, it's definitely interesting speaking with people who aren't from this area and want to know more about the theater. So
well, and artistic people love historic buildings, love historic everything. So that's a good way to go into. We haven't talked about when you're going to open. Do you know that? When you're
looking at an opening of April 30th. So like I mentioned earlier, my staff comes to work this Friday. They get to come back and work. So we'll train for a few days, 5-6 days, and then we open up on April 30th. And like I mentioned earlier, I was speaking with the movie studios to book a movie. I can't say we have this movie booked yet because we're still in the middle of confirming it. So we should have a confirmation on this movie this afternoon. So once we get that confirmation, we'll start advertising it. But we're looking at an April 30th opening. And again, we're with the whole COVID, new policies and whatnot. We will be operating before COVID. We were operating 7 days a week. We're going to be operating 5 days a week. So we'll be closed Monday and Tuesday for the deep cleaning, getting everything situated again, and then we'll be open Wednesday through Sundays.
Okay, and
we're shooting for Friday, April 30th opening.
All right, your website is ready for ticket purchases?
Not until next week, Tuesday. That's I
Excuse me?
mentioned that earlier. It'll
Yeah,
be going live on April 27th.
April 27th, okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
And that if they don't have access to a computer or they screw up and don't know how to use a computer, they can literally, can they go to the box office the day of the movie, or is there time before the movie?
Yeah.
How would I go to the
Um,
box office?
that one, what we're thinking is you would come into the theater entrance and go to the box, like, because our concessions and ticket box are on the same location. So you would just go up to the lobby and ask if there's any openings for that particular showing. You can also buy. So like, let's say if we do I'm not saying we're going to, but like, let's say our movie times are 1:00 and then a 5:30 showing. And if there's no availability for 1:00, but you definitely want to come back and watch it for the 5:30, you can buy advance tickets.
All right, so I can just go inside and go to the
offices.
concession
Yes.
area. There won't be
Yes.
anybody in the box office, is what I'm trying to get at.
No. There'll
Okay.
be so it'll be in concessions in our lobby areas where you would go and buy your tickets.
And how soon, how much time do I have before you open the door and you start the movie? So to buy my tickets, if I come by the box office.
We'll probably be open. That's one thing that I haven't figured out. That's a good question. But I have it on my notes. We'll probably open an hour before the actual time. So let's say 1:00 is the show. We'll probably open at noon to purchase tickets, but we won't be allowing people into the building until about 15, 20 minutes.
Right, but I could buy the tickets,
starts.
walk back out and come back for the showing.
Yes.
So I would buy the ticket
Yes.
and then I can leave and then come back when the time is, when you're ready to open the doors for the movie.
Come back.
Right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. All right. And we don't know yet, and you're not going to tell me yet what the movie is, but we're going to be open so they can watch their websites. They can get ready to start going to the movies downtown.
Oh, yes. And as far as like our concessions, nothing has changed. None of the prices are changing. We offered free refills on all drinks. And we're still going to be doing that. Nothing's changed in our concessions. It's just, again, the ticket prices that I mentioned earlier are the only things that we changed because of COVID. But other than that, like, our plan is to just, like, for the free refills, just give them a new cup instead of asking for their cup and us refilling it. So because before they had the option of coming up to concessions and pouring their own drinks. So with the whole pandemic, we flipped our Coke machine around, soda machine around. So now it's facing inside concessions. So our plan is just to go ahead and, give them a brand new cup instead of touching their cup that they just touched. So,
well, the El Morro has always been a great deal, and it sounds like it's going to still be a great deal.
And that's what we're aiming for. We're still, we could have bumped our ticket prices up to as far as like $11, $12. But we definitely wanted to be where we still thought about our customers because, we have a huge customer base and we definitely still want to take care of them. And then we, before COVID, we were one of the more family-friendly theater. As I was told, is because, kids were allowed to come in for free. And so we had that huge following members or like a group coming to often. But now it's, we still want to make sure we're able to accommodate those families who were coming to our theaters. And that's where our ticket prices were like, it was hard thing because a lot of the studios were like, you could charge this, you could charge that. But I was like, we've always been a very non-traditional movie theater as far as like a ticket prices and stuff. So I definitely want to keep it around where it's still affordable to bring your family in. And that's why we didn't change anything up in our concessions because we were also told you could change your prices in concessions, but we're definitely just going to leave it the way it is. Everything's still the same. You get 2 large drinks and a large popcorn for $11. You're still going to get that offer. And again, you get the free refills on the drinks. So
it's a plan. Well, we want to thank you for all that you do with the El Morro, and we're glad that you came back from furlough. And
Oh, definitely.
yes, have a wonderful grand opening, and I'll see if I can use your ticket reservation thing.
All
And
right,
we'll know if
perfect.
old
Thank you so
people
much.
can. We'll figure that out.
Yeah. All righty.
Thanks for
Thank you so
dropping
much.
by. Talk
You
to
have
you
a good
later,
one.
Everett.
Bye.
Bye.